Peace, 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 peace. Medicine, medicine, wellness, 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 wellness. Today, two of hmm, one of the things that has brought me some peace and balance today is is just family. I'm going to share about two things, but family. So I've talked about there's a playlist where I talked about being the good girl and that the good girl has to die so that the authentic woman can live. So um, in a world where women and especially for me, for black women are trained to handle everything, support everybody, be good to everybody, make sure everybody's okay, look out for everyone's needs, anticipate everyone's needs, be the backbone, be the salve, be the blah 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 blah, blah all the things. Um, there's usually very little left for us. Um, it's like that phrase, setting yourself on fire so everyone else can be warm. It's crazy. But I remember um, I shared before that my mother has dementia, and I remember earlier on in her dementia, um, before it became as apparent to us as it was to my father, uh, that's what she had. I was telling her that I was looking for a therapist. So this is in my 40s. This is after COVID. This is after having teenagers at home during COVID who felt stressed out that they weren't with their friends, and then being isolated, not being able to see family, being worried for family, being concerned about how COVID and all the things around it were affecting the health of elders, not being able to see them, all the things, all the things. And so after COVID and just dealing with the daily rigors of life be life, and I had gotten to a point where in trying to balance everything, I just felt like I couldn't, and I was looking for a therapist. And I remember telling my mother that I was looking for a therapist, and she said, "You don't need a therapist, you can talk to me." And I appreciate her for that. And I also said to her, "I don't want you to be my therapist. I want you to be my mom." And of course, until now, until then, she really had been carrying the load of anytime anything happened and I needed someone to talk to, I reached out to mommy. And I don't mind. I mean, I miss it now that I can't talk to her that way. I really miss it. Um, but I didn't want her to be the person who was going to continue to help me figure everything out because some of the things I was trying to figure out were around her as well. And I wanted her to have the space to move forward in whichever way she needed to move forward without feeling, even in her dementia, she still feels responsible for everybody, whether she knows who you are or not. But I didn't want her to feel responsible for me. And finding a good therapist, counselor, whew, was a doozy. It took years before I found somebody decent. And when I found someone, it actually wasn't a therapist trained in that particular thing. It was someone trained in um, the Warrior Healer Builders uh, philosophy tools that I shared about before, that were started by Bob Kessa and Mama Thea Moyo. And that has been life saving, life altering. It has allowed me to see clearly. It has allowed me to look at places in myself to, root out things that may have worked for a while, things that are coping mechanisms, all these different things. Allowed me to reconsider things, to insert gratitude, where I've analyzed it down to the last atom and quark. Uh, so it's been awesome. And of course, in counseling, what I'm usually looking at is, excuse me and my relationship to the rest of the world, which is people and how we all interact. And so that is one of the things that has thoroughly blessed me in the way of my healing medicine. Um, because of who I'm working with, I can be done with the session and just be walking through my daily life and go, oh, that's what was being said to me, or that's what was alluded to, whatever have you. Um, and because I'm thinking about counseling helping me with relationships with people, starting with the relationship with myself, and then how to relate to other people. The other medicine today that I received was just being with my family. It was being with loved ones. I woke up today, I came downstairs and sat next to my son, who is homeschooled, but I am no longer his primary educator, but got to hear him go through his math class, which he really enjoys, which is such growth for him, and to hear him uh, study our story, magnificent. To be able to go outside with him on his break and do my workout while he did his was really dope. Very sunny. Um, I tried to run with him. He's a lot faster, of course, but that was a blessing. And then being able to go to the store with my daughter, who actually enjoys grocery stores, and I hate that stuff. So being able to watch her navigate and move quickly through it and go through the list, and just to be able to talk to her in the car. Um, because I know the story is always that teenagers don't want to talk to their parents, and I don't know if that's true. Um, Sometimes I think parents are scared to talk to our teenagers. We don't want to remember what that was like. We're scared of what they could be getting into because we know what we got into, or didn't, or whatever have you. But as much as I hate the grocery store, I love traveling with her every week to be able to just hear her talk, or hear her be silent, or have her share music that she's listening to. And then this evening, I got to go spend time with my parents. And so, and I was glad to have my son with me because of how much my mother enjoyed him. I don't think she remembers who he is to her, but she knows that there's a child in her house. And it made her laugh repeatedly because he's so full of energy and juice. And he wanted to share so many things about movies and bugs and insects and just all these things, all these things. And then being able to ride home with him, being able to listen to him, um, is a balm. There's so many places, there's so many reflections of us in the people that we love. There are so many reflections of the things that are our talents, places where we can grow, the places that are our successes, our gifts to share with the world, the places where we need to establish boundaries, where we need to assert ourselves, stand up for ourselves, be more considerate, be more empathetic. And those things happen with the people we are closest to. They are our silk and sandpaper. They are our comfort and what makes us polished and burnished. Um, they are our best school. So I appreciate those two things, being able to have counseling and being able to have family that I can be around and enjoy their time, um, to grow, to be challenged. Um, so those are my two things today. Those are my two things today. I have, I usually have a list of things I'm gonna share, and I start at the top of the week, and I brainstorm, even if I don't write it all out. I brainstorm, oh, this is what I would like to share. Um, but it doesn't always take all that. And sometimes the medicine isn't even, again, like I started at the beginning of this week, some of the things that are our medicine and our healing are not um, something that has to be far, and we have to travel far and wide to get it, and it's so difficult to procure it, and all these things. I got to spend time in the sunlight with my children today. I got to listen to my daughter wax poetic about different concerns in the world. Um, I got to watch my son make my mother laugh. It was a good day, and that's good medicine. So this is Reverend Okomfo, Wally Wu, Yogi, Sister Mama Adia, saying just pay attention to your blessings, use gratitude, and you'll notice how much good medicine you have around you all the time. All right. So I will see you later. Peace.